my name is Amanda. You don't know me, but I do have a tutorial for you. This is my natural everyday makeup. Fleek, yes. So I have to hurry this intro up because my camera is about to die and it is scaring the crap out of me. But the only thing I didn't show in the tutorial was I curled my eyelashes once more at the end because I like them to be high up. But yeah, that's it. So without further ado, welcome, and here's the tutorial. Okay, to start off the tutorial, we're going to put on some primer because, you know, you don't want to like show your pores through your makeup because that looks kind of weird. So, I'm going to be using POREfessional by Benefit to get rid of that ugliness on my face. This product just erases your pores and leaves your skin so soft. Oh my god. My face feels like a baby's butt. Next, I'm going to be adding some concealer, and I really like MAC's concealer, and my color is NW25, and it's just their regular little concealer pot. So I'm going to be applying this to any spots that are dark, like under my eyes, because it looks like death under there, and you know, any acne spots that you have. I like to pat down my concealer instead of rubbing it because you have more color payoff that way. And if you have any excess on the corners, just bring it up right here on the sides. The sides of my nose are so red, it's really unattractive. So I'm going to put some concealer there too. Putting concealer on spots that you need cover, like, it just eliminates the need of foundation, and so it just makes your makeup look so much more natural. This is why I do this like every day for school. Don't neglect the eyelids. Yes. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to be doing is getting a lighter concealer. That concealer was more of my skin color. This one's by Revlon, and it is in light medium. It's a little bit lighter than my actual skin color, but I really like it because it adds a really good highlight under my eyes and, you know, the high points of my face. So I'm just going to be adding that a little bit more under my eye because I really hate my under eye circles. I also pat some right here, a little bit on the inner corners, and right here because I've been breaking out a lot in this area. You can add a little bit on your nose, right here, and some on your chin if you want to. Okay, I like to blend out the eyes last because it's like my favorite part, just seeing everything highlighted. If you have any excess, just bring it down into a V shape. You can bring it up into a little U like this. Okay, now we have to set our makeup, or it's just going to go all over the place and you're going to look like a hot mess. So I'm going to be using Dermablend's setting powder, and I really like it, especially for highlighting areas because it does leave a really slight white cast, but it does fade away eventually. Oh, and if you're wondering, this little puff that I'm using, I just got it at Walgreens. Super cheap. I just like to pat this on areas that, like acne, or areas that are prone to smudging really quickly. So just pat it rather than using a brush and applying your powder. This makes sure it stays, you know, and it lasts way longer than if you used a brush. So for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using a brush, and this is just from EcoTools. And I'm just going to be adding a little bit to the tip of my brush and patting off any excess. And I'm just going to be lightly putting this on the rest of my face. You can buff this one out a little bit, just so everything's a bit more blended. And since I added concealer on my eyelids, it is creasing up a bit, so if it does, just, you know, blend it out a bit with your finger. And then get some more powder and just set it. Never forget to set your eyelids because it just looks so bad when you, like, your eyes get all greasy and there's like concealer right there. And if you want, you can bring some powder down, just so there's like not just like this white cast on your face. Sorry, keep on burping. I just spilled a bunch of powder. I always do that. Oh my god. If you guys just see my pants right now. Okay, next step, since I am kind of white, I do like to grab my bronzer, and this one's from MAC. It's called Harmony, and it's a matte bronzer. I really like matte for contouring the face because it just looks more natural. Tapping off excess. So to add bronzer, I just like to look at where my ear is. Like I look at the top of my ear. If you have big ears, then you might not want to do this trick. I don't know. I have small ears, so it just works. Or you could do fish face too. My line starts like right here, so I'm just gonna be adding bronzer here. You can do a little kissy face too. Kiss your haters. I like to blend my bronzer upwards like this. I add a lot of bronzer to my face. I just love it. I also add some bronzer to the temples and here on the top too. Bottom. And the sides of my nose. Okay. Next, I'm going to be grabbing my blush. And this blush I really like. It's by Milani and it's in Coralina. It has slight flecks of shimmer. Yeah, it looks like that. So I'm just going to be grabbing my regular blush brush and just adding it right on top of your bronzer. I don't really like to add it in the very front of my face, just right here on the sides. So it does look like a lot of blush right now, especially on this side. You girl, you looking crazy. But just to blend it out, I get a big fluffy brush, grabbing this bronzer by Victoria's Secret. But it's a big bronzer, oh god. And tapping it off. And I just like to add this on the sides of my face, just to combine the blush and the bronzer together. A little bit on the sides, since we already added that contouring over there. Down on the neck too. Next, I'm going to be highlighting my face, and I'm going to be using this one from MAC. It's in Champagne. I don't know if they still sell this one, but I really like it, and MAC just sells like awesome highlighters. Or you can just use a shimmery eyeshadow if you don't have any highlighters. So I'm just going to be adding this on the high points of my face. I'm going to be starting right here on the top and bringing it down right here, just like this. You can also sweep upwards. And then I'm going to be adding some on the tip of my nose and a little bit on the other high points of my face. You can also add a little bit on right here on the sides of your face, just so your contouring is more noticeable. Next, I'm going to be grabbing What's Up by Benefit, and it's just a little highlighter stick, and I like to put this in the inner corners of my eyes. It just adds such a beautiful highlight. Now, I do like two techniques with putting this on. I like to just like really lightly sweep it under my eye, and sometimes I will just like pat on some more, just so it doesn't ruin my concealer. Okay, there you go. God, I keep on burping. It's so nasty. I'm going to be grabbing my highlighter again, and this time I'm just going to be grabbing a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to be adding this color right under my eye so I can set that highlighter stick, just so it doesn't crease. Now, the brows, okay? Now, brows can either make or break the face. I'm going to be filling in my brows with MAC's eyeshadow, and it's in Cork. So just fill in any gaps that you have. And I like to bring the color upwards like this, like just raising it up so it fills it in. And blend it through with your spoolie brush. So now to set my brows, I'm going to be grabbing Gimme Brow. I'm going to be grabbing or using whichever I feel like doing. And this one's just in light medium, I think. It is. I was right. I'm just going to be brushing this through my brows. Okay, and there's my brows. Looking fleek. Looking like fleek. I'm grabbing my flat eyeshadow brush again that I used to highlight under my eyes, and now I'm just going to be highlighting under my brows. So just adding some highlighter right here. You can also add some on the top. Now that we have that, time for mascara, which is my least favorite part because it goes on forever. Okay. Mascara I'm going to be using is Marc Jacobs mascara, and it's the best mascara I've ever used in my life, and I've used a lot of mascara. The only downside is it costs like my entire life. Just kidding. It's like $20 something. It's super expensive, but so worth it. Okay, while my mascara is drying, I like to just like slightly push them, like a push-up bra, because my lashes naturally go downwards, so I like to curl the ends a little bit, just with like these little fingers right here. And while they completely dry, I'm going to be adding my lipstick. And the lipstick I love for everyday use is a MAC's Mocha. It's a satin finish, so it adds a little bit of that shine. Oh, and make sure your lips are moisturized. I did add some of my EOS prior to adding my lipstick, because the worst thing is having chapped lips and then putting lipstick on top of that. It just looks messy. It looks bad. So I'm just going to be putting this on my lips. Side note, my lips are a bit chapped though, so I am quite the hypocrite. And that's it.